You might be wondering how some $3.8 trillion worth of goods imported into the US in 2023 could possibly affect a software company like Palantir. But trust me, this isn't just a random number to toss around. It has a big impact on global trade, the US economy, and believe it or not, Palantir's stock price. Yep, we're talking about how tariffs, trade deficits, and America's new strategy for the global market could send Palantir's stock to new heights. So buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into the world of trade wars, AI, and how Palantir could become the ultimate beneficiary. In 2023, the US imported about $3.8 trillion worth of goods. That's an astronomical number. It's like, well, imagine if every single person in the US bought $11,000 worth of stuff just last year. That's a lot of stuff. Now, here's the kicker. Mexico, Canada, and China account for around 40% of imports. That's roughly $1.5 trillion in trade between the US and these three countries. In other words, a significant chunk of what is bought from abroad is coming from these neighbors and distant trading partners. But what does this have to do with tariffs? Well, tariffs are often seen as a tool to tackle trade deficits, the gap between what a country imports and exports. So, in the case of the US, these trade deficits aren't exactly looking great. In November 2024, for example, the US was running a trade deficit of about $5 billion with Canada, $15.3 billion with Mexico, and a massive $24.9 billion with China. Yikes! That's like spending way more at the grocery store than you can afford, and then trying to convince your neighbor to pay for half your snacks. Not great. Now, let's talk about why Trump is so obsessed with tariffs. It's not just about numbers on paper, there's a bigger picture here. Trump possibly wants multiple outcomes from his tariff strategy. First, he probably wants to make countries do what he wants, and second, he might see tariffs as a way to raise revenue for the US government. But here's the most interesting part. Tariffs could also be a sneaky way to boost domestic companies, especially tech companies like Palantir. Stay with me here, because this is where things get really exciting for Palantir's future. If the US starts imposing tariffs on imports, it could drive up the cost of foreign goods. You know what happens when stuff gets more expensive? People start looking for local alternatives. And that's where Palantir comes in. As a company that provides cutting-edge software and data analytics solutions, Palantir could be one of the big winners in a global trade war. Think about it, companies that traditionally rely on international supply chains might start looking inward for solutions. And Palantir, with its AI-powered platform, could be the perfect tool for helping these businesses optimize their operations and gain a competitive edge. If we get a full-blown trade war, or even a shift toward protectionism, it could play right into Palantir's hands. As the US focuses more on domestic manufacturing, Palantir's technology, which helps companies make data-driven decisions and improve efficiency, could become more valuable than ever. In other words, tariffs might indirectly fuel the need for Palantir's software to optimize US companies' processes and reduce reliance on foreign resources. This increased demand could drive the stock price higher, maybe even to that coveted $200 mark. Now, let's look at how Palantir is gearing up for a potential global trade war. What if countries start reducing their interactions with the US? Could this hurt Palantir? Actually, no. In fact, Palantir's AI-driven solutions are perfectly poised to thrive in this scenario. Here's why. First, Palantir's software isn't just about connecting the US to the rest of the world. It's also about empowering businesses and governments with data, analytics, and insights that help them make smarter decisions, even in times of international turbulence. Let's say trade routes are disrupted, or global supply chains take a hit. Palantir's AI platform could help the US streamline its operations, predict supply chain disruptions, and find alternative suppliers faster than ever before. In fact, Palantir has already demonstrated how its tech can adapt to rapidly changing circumstances. Take the US government's work with Palantir in defense and intelligence. When global relations change, like, say, if the US enters a trade war with China, Palantir's software helps the government quickly analyze new data, adjust strategies, and make informed decisions. In a world of shifting alliances, Palantir's ability to make sense of massive amounts of complex data could be more valuable than ever. But wait, if countries reduce their interactions with the US, does that mean the US will lose its ability to address common problems collectively? Will we all be working in isolated silos, disconnected from each other? Not necessarily. In fact, Palantir might be the key to a more efficient America. Here's the thing, the US already has a huge advantage when it comes to technological infrastructure, innovation, and talent. With Palantir's software in play, different industries, government agencies, and private companies could still collaborate more effectively within the US. In times of a fragmented global order, collaboration within the US could be the secret sauce to solving big problems faster and more efficiently. For example, let's say there's a major disaster, like a natural catastrophe. In a fragmented world, it might be harder to get help from other countries. But with Palantir's platform, different US agencies, like FEMA, the CDC, and the National Guard, could share critical data in real time to coordinate a response and get resources to the right places. Palantir's AI could act as the glue that binds various sectors together to solve national challenges faster than a decentralized, fragmented system ever could. So how does all of this fit into Alex Karp's grand vision for Palantir? Well, Karp has been very vocal about his aim to make America stronger, more efficient, and more competitive in the global marketplace. AI is the key to maintaining US leadership on the world stage. So, when tariffs start reshaping global trade, and countries start focusing more on domestic production and self-sufficiency, Palantir could be the go-to solution to help American companies thrive. Whether it's optimizing production, managing complex supply chains, or driving innovation, Palantir's AI could help America stay ahead of the curve, even if the rest of the world starts retreating into its own corners. By the way, if you are benefiting from the content so far and want more like this, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications bell, and comment the word more. Just go ahead and type the word more so I know. Now that you've commented, let's continue. Let's wrap this all up with a bold prediction: the combination of tariffs, global trade shifts, and Palantir's AI capabilities could make Palantir one of the most powerful companies in the world. As the US moves toward more domestic-focused industries and less reliance on global supply chains, Palantir's software will be essential for companies to stay competitive and efficient. If tariffs push American companies to innovate more, Palantir could become a critical part of that innovation. And with more demand for Palantir's solutions, the stock price could soar. Could we be looking at a $200 Palantir stock? You bet. It's our privilege that God, the creator of heaven and earth, will bless us abundantly, make us the head and not the tail if we love Him and obey His commandments. Please acknowledge Him in your plans and He will direct your paths. Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6. Want more information? Check the description section. Alright, beloved friends, that's the end for now. If you have watched until the end, drop a comment like this: I stayed until the end. Just comment that I stayed until the end. When I see this comment, I will give you a heart. There are 3 more important steps to build wealth. First, like this video, subscribe and then turn on the notifications bell. If you do this, you highly motivate me to continue bringing to you educative and transformative videos every week. Do not miss out on our future videos full of knowledge and wisdom. All I am asking is your subscription. Thanks for joining us today. Your support is appreciated so much. Do not hesitate to share this video to help someone. I recommend that you watch the next video, subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts about today's video. Thank you. See you in the next video by God's grace. We love you, and blessings to you.